Hello, and welcome back to Wildsun Art Studio. My name is Robinsunne. I welcome you here. I'm very happy to see everybody. Well, not see you, but you can see me and I can talk to you, so that's all good. Please do like this video, comment below, subscribe, and share this video with anybody you think might enjoy this video. This is a journal that I've made, and we're going to do a flip through today. The cover is made out of cardstock, and I don't know if you can sort of tell, it's not super sturdy. It's only one layer of regular cardstock. So some of the things I did to kind of beef up the strength of the cover is, one of them was I made this paper cut. And I will need to show this to you. So I glued this here, and I did one on the front, and it just helps give the book, the cover, a little bit more gumption. And then the spine is actually 2 layers of cardstock, and let me see if I can show you. This is a random piece of cardstock. It has a circle on it. I don't know what project that was for, but anyway, what I did was I took, in both the front cover and the back cover, I made a fold in the paper, just like you see here, to make a pocket, and that gives the foredge of the book here just a little bit more strength. So I had that pocket, and I took the paper and folded it around to the spine, and I actually cut it. I don't know if you can see this, but that's where it ends. So it comes around the front cover and it ends right here. And then I did the same thing for the back. I did a fold, and it goes around the cover, and on the inside it ends right at this edge, so that gives the spine a double layer. And sometimes I will even put a piece of pretty tape, not washi tape, but I have some different colors of masking tape, and I'll put that on the spine too, just to help the book be strong. So here in the front pocket, I have a little notebook of just some paper cutoffs. They're not even, and that was a part of the look. And these are some journaling cards that I drew, I don't know, a couple of years ago, I think. And I just really like them, so I keep them on sort of pages, and I print them off on cardstock whenever I feel like I need more little cards for my journals. Here's a paper cut, and it's actually done on shiny foil origami, origami paper. And this is what I call, and I hope I'm not blowing any copyrights, but the Stampington magazines often have freebie pages in the middle where somebody has digitally layered like some sort of swishy, like it's not a painting of anything in particular, it's just colors. So they'll take maybe a painting like that has yellow, or let's start with blue, and then they'll take a lighter blue and digitally layer that on top, and then maybe they'll take a photograph of some scripting, some calligraphy, like handwriting, I mean just cursive, and they'll print that in white over the top of these paint colors, which is really pretty, having it instead of in a darker color on a lighter color of paper, like black on white. They have it in white on these darker colors. It looks really cool. And then maybe they'll layer in a photograph of a bird or something, but it's a like a screen printed, so it's not a very clear photograph of the bird. It's kind of like you get the general image of the bird, but the details are a little hard to see. It's called screening, or it was back in the day when I was printing, which I realized was a long time ago and before computers as we know them today. But anyway, so I like that look of layers and layers of imagery. And so this paper, and a lot of paper in this book, is that I call it faux Stampington paper, where I've taken a watercolor painting, and you see there's just sort of blobs of ink. So I took a watercolor paper that might have been in blue or red or something, and I printed it out on a piece of paper on my printer, but I printed it in black and white. And then I printed over it with this drawing that I had done. So I just put the paper through the printer multiple times, and I call it faux Stampington paper. So I have a whole collection of pages, original pages, like this drawn one, that every once in a while I'll run out of paper, and I just go to my copier and I print out many pages, and then I make journals. This is called my Manifesto paper, and I like this look of using, it's like using book page paper, except I had this experience once of using a page out of a novel. And it was something about the American West in the 1800s or something. And these two guys were, I don't know, helping settle a town in the European way. And they were having this discussion, and then the discussion turned kind of angry. And then one of the guys pulls out a gun and shoots the other guy. I thought, oh my heavens. I didn't really want that energy coming through in my artwork, so I crumpled up the paper and threw it away and chose another page. But then I thought, why don't I just write my own pages, and then I can have the energy in the page be something that I really like and appreciate. So this page comes up a little later in a bigger font. This is a 5-point font, and I love the texture of just sort of, it's like mumbling instead of saying what you want. It's a little hard to read, and so it just makes great background paper. This picture of a tree is an image that I really like a lot. The original is an 8.5 by 11 piece of paper. It's huge. And what I did was I just shrunk it down. So I have one that's about half a page, and then I shrank it down again. So I have another card that's about this big. And then I have this one. And I've even shrunken it down so that it's like tiny, tiny. That way I get lots of sizes of cards that fit in different ways in different journals. Here's another little notebook. This is a rubber stamp that I cut, I think the original's just a little bit bigger, and I shrank it down and I put it on a piece of black cardstock and then cut out the black cardstocks and copied it, and it looks like a rim around the picture, which I really like. This is a bird that I drew. And these are also, this is a circle with some words in it, begin the journey. This rubber stamp, the original of this rubber stamp, is just about as big as this piece of cardstock. So another one that I've just shrunken down. This is another layered faux Stampington page. I printed the watercolor that had these sort of circular shapes on it, and then I put it through the machine again and printed this page that has diamonds all over it. So just makes it a little more interesting, and you can write on this. Anybody could probably write on this and it would still be legible. Be tough to write on that with anything smaller than like a Sharpie marker or a Posca pen or something. This, by the way, is a tuck spot. Yeah. So more Manifesto paper, more faux Stampington, more little teeny tiny cards. This postcard image was 4 by 6 when I started with it. This Enjoy rubber stamp, I think, is about this big in the original. Yeah, this Hello is huge. It's like this big. It's pretty big. And then I realized I could make them small and print them big too, so I don't have to use up that much rubber. This paper, this is kind of fun. I've been doing a lot of jelly printing since last summer. And I just love this is by taking crumpled up paper and pressing it into the paint on the jelly paper, plate. And then it gives these wonderful little shapes in the print. It's really cool. I like that look a lot. More Manifesto paper. This page is like this page. It's 5-point print, and it is what I did when I printed it out like this, I would give it some spaces between each line of printing. So there's that line of printing, and I would return, and then I'd have the next line, and then I'd return. And I did that. And when you look at this from far away, it just looks like lines in a journal. And then you realize those are actually words. And this is not my idea. I found it at a bookstore. And I think they had taken a novel like by Louisa May Alcott or somebody, and they took all of the print of the entire novel and did this with it, printed it with a couple of spaces, 3-4 spaces between each line. And it looks like a journal with lined paper in it. And then you realize it's actually a novel. And so you can have a novel of like Jane Austen, and write your life on top of the lives of the people of Persuasion or Pride and Prejudice or something. It's a really cool idea, and I totally stole it. Yep. And I would give you credit for who did this and which book this was. I mean, who the publisher was, and give them credit for their creativity. But this was years ago, and I didn't look. I just went home and wrote my own stuff. So these are the words that are back here on this page. So this is what it looks like when it's printed really tiny in a tiny font close together. And this is what it looks like when I'm actually writing it. You are a treasure to us all. It is because you are different from me, from her, from him, that you are so important. No one else will see things quite as you do. No one else will then want the same things that you do. No one else will dream and make the same things that you do, that you will. Your perspective is helping us all to grow. You are necessary. This is true whether you're a baker or a physicist or an artist, or a car mechanic. Nobody else is going to have the exact same finesse with their craft that you do, and bring to it the emotional treasure of you. So you are necessary. Your story will strengthen the souls of some, and my tales will enrich the hearts of others. We need to encourage each other. Show your bravery. Be creative so that those who need your message will find it. Your power to create beauty and goodness adds so magnificently to the glories of the cosmos. Discover and practice your holy and precious self. Thank you for living fiercely on this planet. Thank you for sharing your sweetness. Together we all, in our own individual lives, will open the vast possibilities of heaven and earth. You are unique. You were created with a very special purpose. You are lovely. You are love itself. So am I. We are all of these things together. We are light particles dancing for the best outcome of the whole universe. You are a treasure to us all. So what I did is I often write these in longhand, just handwriting, and it's kind of messy and it fills up a whole page. When I type it out, it ends up only taking up this much space. So what I do is I copy and then I paste that down so that I've got a whole page of type. So this is some more jelly printed paper, more little cards, more faux stamping tin, more little cards that I drew, more jelly printing. I think this one uses a stencil that I made that I wanted to look like a rock wall. Another rubber stamp, just some lined paper thrown in there. More drawings, more deli paper, more layered prints, more deli paper, more cards that I've printed out. And you'll see this is a great page to show you, like one card makes, I printed out once in on this kind of red purple page, and once on this lilac colored cardstock, and once on this ivory colored cardstock, and once on this kind of periwinkle colored cardstock. So I take my page of little designs that I've drawn and print it out on different pieces of cardstock so that one fits in a blue journal and one fits in a yellow journal, and like that. So drawings, I don't know if you have seen my Instagram of late, but I'm drawing a whole new section, set of papers that have these lovely little black and white drawings. I colored this with a colored pencil to make more journal pages. So that's Inktober 2022. If you want to look that up on Instagram, on my page, my Instagram handle is @WildSunne. Some paper cuts, yay! Some more tucks, some more little notebooks and cards, and more cards and more manifesto paper. This is kind of, this page just says hello, 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 but this is often the size of handwriting that I first write manifesto paper with. I'm about to run out of time on my camera, so this is a pocket. Just lots of paper cuts and layered printing. Actually, this one's really pretty. Look at that heart. And jelly paper. This is a color copy, these circles, of the watercolor painting, just the watercolor painting that I used before in black and white. Jelly printing, printed pages with lines, and manifesto papers, little guardians. This page was actually spray inked, and then I copied it in black and white, and then I threw it through the printer again with these little circle polka dots. More cards, more drawing. I love this page. Didn't this turn out really well? All these flowers, and then there's like a sun in the sky, the paper cut. So, yes. Oh, I love these rose pages. I mean, cards. Jelly printing paper. Da-da-da-da. So yeah, just more and more little tiny cards. These originals are, like this big, and I just printed them out and shrunk them down. This is a jelly print. It was done in blue, and I put it in the copier and made a black and white print of it. I really like this. So you could just write over the top of that. More little cards. Jelly paper. Paper cuts. Yes. Hello, hello. So here's one card with a drawing that says hello, and here's a rubber stamp printed as a hello card. And on and on. So here is the book. Thank you so much for spending some time with me today. It was lovely to have you along. I send you blessing wishes for, a combination of all the work that you do in this world that comes together in a beautiful little way, like a beautiful junk journal or a beautiful anything, a beautiful meal, a beautiful car, a beautiful whatever, the things that you do. I wish you beauty and success in bringing together your world. Thank you. I'll see you later. Bye.